Well, there were some standout players across the weekend. You talk about the standout rugby, and we didn't mention the Highlanders last week, Jeff, so we'll bring them in early.
Well, don't bring them in. Why are you bringing them in this week? Because we didn't have a win.
Because Billy Harmon.
Oh, look, I just think, once again, you want to keep an eye on guys who are putting up their hand.
Yes.
And the skipper and the Highlanders are going to need him to play like this every week because they were disappointed they didn't get this result. But I just think he's been immense. I really, really do. He was in a conversation last year, and we've got to remember Sam Cane's away overseas at the moment. He's coming back. But the competition in the 7 jersey, I think here's a guy who's actually got versatility, carries strongly. Look at those numbers, 26 and 26. That's outstanding in terms of tackle accuracy. So just, once again, I'd like to highlight guys who are putting up their hand. He's a guy who's doing it not just this season, did it last season. He'll be, I think, in the conversation right now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's early days, I'm just saying.
26 out of 100%. Yes, I agree with you. I think the problem that he might have, but I mean, 26, I never made 26 tackles in my whole career, but as you got these young guys coming through, Peter Lakai, you know, but there's so much, and has always been, Mills, like 6, 7 and 8 for New Zealand. We just keep producing them. So if he keeps performing like that, it's going to be interesting.
I like the way he's come back. I mean, he was stood down last week, and what a way to respond. I mean, on a personal level, his performance in the weekend was outstanding. And as you say, I mean, you look at his overall performance. Okay, he got 3 turnovers. You probably want that number up a bit, but when you look at the overall picture, you mentioned, you know, Peter Lakai, you know, Flanders and co. When you're starting to put guys together in that All Black jersey, I mean, do those numbers need to really be sort of that high in fetching them? Because they're all doing it.
Well, it's just nice to see. I think the combination, particularly the Hurricanes, the loose forward trio, the 3 of them. They've got Brad Shields to come back into the mix, the team captain right now. So
will he get back in?
Is he going to fit? Braden Yosse. How fast is he? How athletic? I suppose, let's be fair, this is not the first time we've talked about him. Yeah. But Mills, I look at this, we had a chat to him after the game. Obviously, really level head on it, understands what his role is. But it's just great to see where you lose an Ardie Savea and you're wondering where the impact's going to come from. He's just been waiting and ready to go. I just want him to get more opportunity.
And that's what he probably needs. You know, little wee sort of, you know, every now and then he'll throw a pass, but you can see that he wants to express himself. I mean, some of those numbers there are pretty good. Very fast off the back of the scrum. But he's got that rugby intelligence. You can just sense the fact that, hey, well, he knows sort of what to do and when to actually do it, when to not run and when to leave it for the halfback, etc. Those sort of stuff. I'm been really impressed.
Everyone is standing up at number 8 at the moment, though, aren't they, in Ardie's absence? Because look at Luke Jacobson, look at Hoskins Satutu at the Blues. Across the board, the number 8s have been standing out completely.
Yeah, I think, well, I think captaincy's really suited him. I think, you know, he's really stepped into that role and it's helped his game. Some people, it hinders them. Obviously, Billy, it's helped him as well. The thing, and he's proven. I think what's going to happen with these other guys, and I was on radio with David Campese yesterday, it was amazing. And he said, someone asked how we think that, you know, Razor Robinson will be feeling. And I think Razor will be feeling really, really confident because some of these young guys you have to pick, it takes them a while to get used to the next level. But Jacobson has been there, done that. He's been the understudy to Kane. He's taken on the captaincy role and he's really expressing himself. So he's probably in, you know. He's got the experience, he's good enough. Some of these younger guys, you know, remember Ardie? I think we were all at the game where Ardie just had this unbelievable moment and he's never looked back, and that was Argentina and Taranaki, if I remember rightly. It took him a little while to mature into it. So some of these younger guys, we need to put them in the team and just see how long it takes them to mature into being All Blacks.
That's probably what the Hurricanes have got right. They have left these guys in there and they're starting to get a little bit older and a little bit more mature, right? You're always big on saying championships are not won in March, but this Hurricanes team, are they capable of winning a second championship? Do they have the ingredients that they need in 2024 that you've seen, Jeff?
You've still got to keep growing. And the big step up for them was it was in Christchurch, and we know how hard it is to win there. Conditions were really challenging. The fact that it was soft underfoot, and they overcome losing the lead. So they got behind, and quite often you just don't score against the Crusaders. Yeah. But there's a couple of things, and Justin Marshall talked to me about this. It's not often you see a team turn down points, turn down threes in Christchurch. They had so much confidence and belief in their game that they didn't want to go for the draw with 3 minutes to go. We're going to win it now in the first half. A gimme 3 in front of the posts? No, we're going to set a scrum because we believe in our platform. Xavier Numia, Tyrell Lomax, Asafa Amor, that's a front row that's operating right now. So I look at them and go, you know what? It's really, they should be really confident and happy where they're at right now because they've done something that proves a lot to themselves about who they are.
I see it differently. I think, well, in some sense, you have seen teams go to Christchurch and go to the sideline and go and not be rewarded. So one thing they have got in terms of growing their sort of their confidence within the team is they've now scored that try. You know, they've gone and say, oh, we can actually do it. So all that does in terms of their belief, it goes up. But what it also does now, what does it do to the Crusaders? And what does it do to everyone else out there? They now know that perhaps the Crusaders are vulnerable now. Because for years and years, teams have gone down there and turned down points, and the Crusaders have not leaked them. They've actually defended, got out of trouble. On the weekend, that was something totally different. We haven't seen that for a long time from the Crusaders.
Oh, their leadership's gone. So Barrett wasn't out there, Whitelock's not there, Cody Taylor's not there, Will Jordan, who used to turn the games on a is not there. So if those guys had been there, they would have won that game late, which they did so often. The difference was, you know, Roygaard goes off, has another really good game. TJ Pereira comes on, calm head. He's out there saying, you know, this is a veteran All Black going out there and just saying, guys, stick to the game plan. We're good at it, right? You know, we've all gone down there and panicked because you think you just know how to win. But I think they're missing their leadership and their experience on how to win those tight ones at home.
The Hurricanes have done that without Geordie Barrett in the midfield. So it's nice to have that.
What about their back three balance?
Look, I mean, the luxury of having a guy playing with confidence like Josh Morby when you lose Ruben Love through injury. How fast is Ruben Love, though? Well, I think the Crusaders are going to score a try for all money, and his cover defence was outstanding. Look, Kenny Naholo, look, there's just, once again, there's a youthful excitement about the group.
It's exciting.
It's exciting to watch, you know. We're not talking about the same names when we come to Super Rugby this year. There are new players who are stepping up because we've lost some overseas, but not that many. There hasn't been a huge number. There's a lot of guys that haven't found form just yet, but there are young guys who are stepping up, and that's what the Hurricanes are.
What about Aussie? Aussie. The Australian teams are already better, would you say, than they have been in the past couple of seasons. 3 wins over New Zealand teams in the first 4 weeks. You've had the Brumbies pick up a win, the Waratahs and the Reds. What is behind this resurgence, and what would be a win for Australia come playoffs time? How many teams do they need to get in? How far do they need to go?
I think a lot of these young guys in key positions have had a really hard 2 or 3 years. You know, it didn't work out with Eddie. You know, a lot of the guys were dropped, and there was a lot of things happening. And I really that helps young players. You know, some of the first fives we're seeing coming through. I think the Reds are actually really well drilled. So I think it's just a little bit more experience, and they've got a better mix in some of their sides.
I totally agree. I think they've got a point to prove as well. I think it's all great talking about the New Zealand teams that we've done over the last few years. I mean, what does success look like at the end of it? I mean. Yeah. They've got to get, you know, at least 3 or 4, right, in the quarters. And I'd love to see at least 2 in the semis. I mean, I think that's sort of
half and half.
Yeah, make it half. But I think what it's shown, and for some of these guys, and even New Zealand, the spotlight has really gone on key positions, and perhaps a lot of the public, and perhaps even us as well, you know, haven't sort of seen these guys coming through. Now they're really starting to step up, and so all of a sudden you're going, oh wow, who is this guy? But they seem really solid. I know, yeah, the Force is struggling a little bit, but I like the fact that they have had early wins. I know it's only round 4, but it's good.
I'm not convinced.
You're not convinced?
I'm not convinced. Give me another couple of weeks. Just another couple of weeks. It's only round 4. Some of the matchups I think have been favourable to get some of those wins. You know, I think the Brumbies are a good side. I think that actually, I still am convinced that they have the squad. When you have a James Slipper come off the bench late in games, they looked good, organised, physical, direct. When they rolled up their sleeves, they didn't actually play particularly well for a lot of this game. They were desperate in moments, but a guy like this, Corey Toole, who's got great feet and quick, they can maximise their opportunities. Look, they rolled up their sleeves. I like them. I like the Reds. But I'm certainly not convinced on the Force or Rebels, and the Waratahs are certainly an unknown. They did well and competed well with the Blues, but I'm not. I need a couple of more weeks.
Sorry, Aussie.
A couple of big results. No. I just want to see.
Give Jeff another month or so to be really convinced.
No. I said I want 2 more weeks. If we see a couple of results there from those top sides, then you'll convince me. Look, the Brumbies should take care of business at home against Moana Pacifica this week, and then you go, you know what? The Brumbies are tough at home. We know that. Then I'll start saying, yeah, you know what? Contenders.